Shit, fuck it, Juwan next to Don.
Seth Mustees know what the fuck going on. Yes, Lord.
Goddamn, bring y'all the motherfucking Sunday ticket recap, man.
Round 2.
Yes, indeed. Shit, so getting into these games, man. First game we had Brisbane Lions versus the West Coast Eagles. West Coast all day, every day.
I thought she was not gonna do it.
Shit, man, you got to, man. We do. I'm proud of my boys this game, despite the number, man. What you think coming into this one?
I thought this whole week, these 3 games in general, were just gonna be very one-sided. I thought the Eagles, especially after showing how they played last week, that it was just gonna be rough for them. But I think they proved a lot of people wrong. Unless you're just a West Coast Eagle hater, there's definitely stuff on the horizon to look forward to from this game. You yourself, you said we both agreed that it would be an easy fix as far as the issues that we've seen with West Coast, and I think McQualter thinks the same.
Hey, yeah. Coming into this game, I was definitely not confident, bro. I thought it was gonna be more of the same, bro. After last week's performance, it was just looking like previous years and how shit was coming. But this game, I think we saw changes. I think we saw progress, and I mean, against the last year's premiers, goddamn, I got to be happy with the performance.
At the Gabba as well.
At the Gabba, yes, sir. All right, so, shit. I mean, just getting into the game in general, bro, I think West Coast, we came out aggressive, bro. I think we had the first 2 goals early on. Brisbane I think everybody was kind of just confused and just in shock that West Coast was really turning up how he was. I mean, it was good. Good ball movement out the center. Just clean kicks inside the 450, and that's I think what we were lacking like last week. Just lack of cleanliness almost, and I think this week we really took a step back just as far as pace and look for targets, and we was finding them. And I mean, there's a lot, bro. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I think y'all really just cleaned up a lot of problems that y'all had last week. Like you were saying, just the ball movement in general, y'all were able to find each other and not really y'all didn't look like y'all were panicking as much, especially early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all look good, man. The pressure was up, bro, and Brisbane did like they got punched in the mouth very early, looked rocked. Was it only 2 goals? I thought y'all were up a little bit, had a couple more goals. But
I think it turned out to be like 4 before Brisbane got their first goal.
Brisbane didn't quite look like themselves. Lockie Neal was looking good, though, but just in general, as a whole cohesive unit, Brisbane weren't really looking like they just won the premiership the previous season. It looked like they may have underestimated West Coast coming out, bro, and West Coast held the lead for a long time, bro, before Brisbane was really able to wrestle it back. And there was just multiple players that you can really just single out from West Coast being impressed with. Liam Baker is a great addition. I mean, you probably can say this every week, bro. Liam Baker is just something that I think West Coast really needed, and they're lucky that he didn't end up going over to Frio. I like Dewar too. Dewar, I don't know how to fucking say his name yet. But yeah, it was real good, man. Y'all look like there's some stuff on the horizon to look forward to.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see how y'all play.
I definitely think we I don't think Wooden Spoon should be in the conversation for us this season. If we can keep this up just halfway, we won't be Wooden Spoon. So I'm excited about that. First of all, other players I want to point out, bro. Gimby, I really like where he's at in the halfback. Although I do think he needs to be in the center. Towards the end of this game, after we had some ruck problems, Bailey Williams had to sit out, and Archie Reed. I think he had a shoulder problem or some shit, and they put Jimby in the ruck, which is like, what the fuck? Jimby don't got the height of a ruck, but he definitely held his own. He does good body work. That he really is strong. Like the way he works his body, he definitely needs to be coming out the center bounce and the center square, but I just don't think we have somebody back there to replace him half back. But I think he's effective wherever he's at. He's just, and that's where we need him, so that's where he is. But Gimme is somebody I think is going to be a very good player for us. Who else, man?
Merrick looked good too.
Merrick was out the back. I don't think I really ever paid attention to him before this game, but he definitely was. shit, after fucking Harry Edwards got fucked up last game, I was worried about the back, but even
I think he even had a decent game.
yeah, I think he almost kicked a goal this game. Matter of fact,
Yeah. Elijah Hewitt looking better than what he had last week going on. Petrocelli came on as a sub, had a pretty good game.
He came on, kicked the goal immediately.
Yeah,
immediate impact.
And saying all that though, saying all the positive about West Coast, the bad thing about West Coast is like as the game went on, they did look to revert back to old habits, and they looked like the West Coast that we've seen over the last couple of years. They also could be attributed to Brisbane looking more like how they. It really was just as the game went on,
for sure.
West Coast waned a little bit back into the old habits, like I said. But at their best, they looked good. They were really trying to get into Harley Reid, man. You could tell Harley Reid gets under a lot of people's skin.
Yeah.
And he flipped off the crowd, bro. When everybody went up to him with the tissue, bro, and he flipped the crowd off and all that. So he's a very entertaining player, but once he's able to really just lock in and stay focused, man, he's definitely impactful as shit.
Yeah, for sure. Also, just bounce off what you said at first. Like we did have that early offensive surge, and after that, like our pressure, our defense is really what kept us in this game at all. Because our offense, we kind of missed some very important goals. I think that second quarter, third quarter, I think we shot 0 for 5. Like we was getting there, we was having opportunities, we just wasn't capitalizing. So it's like there's still little things we can clean up, but that first offensive surge in that first quarter, we just could never match that. If we got a little glimpse of that any time later, we could have pulled out this win. But the fourth quarter, just Brisbane ran away with it. We never caught momentum back. So
Cal Achi was going crazy.
Yeah, Achi lit us up that third quarter.
Yeah.
Fucking, I think he had 4 back-to-back on it.
It was going crazy, bro. You kind of seen it slipping away, bro. You were like, man, hopefully them boys come back.
It was Achi, bro. Every time he kicked the goal, bro, it was just like daggers.
He said, "I'm better than Brandon."
Yeah. I mean, that's really all I got about this one, man.
Yeah, man.
We ain't really talking about Brisbane at all, man. Other than Achi, but
Ashcroft boys and Jasper Fletcher. I said a little bit about Lockie Neal, but yeah, I mean, early on, it really wasn't much to talk about with them boys, man.
Right. Shit. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go to the next game.
Fuck it. I don't like Brisbane anymore.
All right, next game we had North Melbourne versus Melbourne. Man, so this game was a fucking surprise. Also, just to echo off what you said about the earlier, all these games I thought was going to be an ass whoop coming into this. After last week, after games I thought were going to be competitive, these games seemed on paper like they were all just going to be another snooze fest. But this game here was quite the opposite. Well, I mean, depending on who you are, it surprised a lot of people, I guess. What you think?
Yeah, coming in, I was thinking Melbourne was just going to run away with this game, but neither team, I don't think at this point, had a win on the season. So somebody had to get one, bro. And North didn't give up, bro. All right, to start the game, it was really this whole game for the most part was a back and forth affair, and North players really just stood up, bro. Like New North, if you will.
Yeah.
They definitely seem to be getting better at their ball movement. They look impressive coming off half back nowadays. The new additions look real good for them. Parker got involved, I think, in the first goal. Caleb Daniel, I stress his impact on the game. He really organizes the team well with his ball disposal, with his ball efficiency as well. But yeah, North I really like North, bro. They're very entertaining at this point. Melbourne is. Ooh, shit! I'm stuttering like shit. But Melbourne, I think they're still missing Stephen May badly. At some point during this game, Jake Lever went down too, and it really opened up the floodgates for North, bro.
Yeah. You can see by that fourth quarter, they kind of went crazy North.
Even in the third, they had like 4 goals in a row, bro.
Yeah.
So Melbourne really was just fighting to hang on after the second half. I mean, after the first half, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, this game. So I definitely expected a lot more from Melbourne this game. Like they were saying in the chat that Melbourne's a rebuild, bro, and I didn't believe it, but I am starting to see it. I feel like all the talent's there, but they is missing a lot of pieces. Like without Steven, like you can see how fast they fall apart when they pieces ain't there. Like as soon as Petrarca went down last year, like their season was over. Like when they miss a Steven, man, like they defense is open, it's like wide open. So
And Oliver was not having this season last year as well.
yeah, so it's like as good as Melbourne seemed to be, they holes is just like they. I don't know if they rely too much on their personnel, but it's like as a team they. I don't know. It's some weird shit going on in Melbourne, bro. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe next video I'll figure that shit out. But goddamn.
Yeah, there was just most of the North players really contributed, bro. Paul Curtis,
Yeah,
Jack
for sure.
Darling in his 300 game, Nick Larkey had another great game this game, and really I think North had in the fourth quarter, like when they were blown away, they had 6 goals in 6 minutes, and and Melbourne couldn't really do shit at all. Charlie Combin was holding it down defensively too. Had multiple intercept marks in a row, just stopping Melbourne's momentum. I think you just needed a bit more from Melbourne's leadership, and the bottom of the bottom players weren't really able to keep up with North, bro. North was forcing turnovers, running, staying clean,
Yeah.
and this just looked like a North that I'm not used to seeing, bro. I was very impressed with him for real.
Yeah, North was looking very elite, bro. Like it really just came down to clean footing movement. Like a lot of mistakes that we used to North making, they just were clean about that shit. Like they ball movement inside the 50 was great. Like they weren't rushing shit. They was making the extra passes and the clean looks at goal. North looking real dangerous right now.
New North.
New North shit. Anything else for this one, man?
We just on Melbourne watch, man. The boys ain't looking like how they supposed to, man. Winless on the season so far.
Damn, boy, stole Paul Curtis, bro.
Shout out to Paul. He can get Curtis Taylor.
Hell nah. Shit. On to the last game of the round, man. We have Frio Dockers versus Sydney Swans. So this one, it's always fuck Frio for me. So I was coming in thinking that Sydney was gonna win. I was, optimistically it was gonna be an ass whoop. But man, Frio. As much as I would like to see Frio lose, they be putting up some very entertaining games, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this is a great game of footy, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie. The first half, I was pretty bored with this game, but I don't know. I think Sydney's not the team that I thought they were, bro. Sydney was lucky to get this win, in my opinion. Sydney, this is the second game in a row where they're just wasteful in front of goal, wasteful inside 50, bro. And it really took and if it wasn't for, maybe if it was like 2 more seconds on the clock, they would end up losing this game, bro.
Yeah.
Josh Tracy was going crazy, bro. He had over half of Frio's goals early in the game. Sydney wasn't able to even get a goal in the first quarter, bro. It took like 3 minutes left into the third quarter for Sydney to actually wrest the lead to take the lead from Frio.
Yeah.
And Frio didn't even look that impressive this game to me. So I'm on Sydney watch, bro. I'm not really impressed with them. They're not the team that I thought they were at this point in the game. And this is another situation where both teams were fighting for their first win. Sydney avoided the 0-3 start to the season, but
That would have been tough.
I'm not. Yeah, it is. I'm definitely still looking out for them. I know they're missing a couple pieces, man, but they're way too wasteful, bro. They still have enough pieces to not be playing as questionable as they are, man.
Yeah, I don't think these. I mean, this did lower Sydney a lot for me as how I view them, because I don't think Frio is necessarily making the 8, so I don't question if Sydney is. I did have them pretty high on my predictions ladder, so
Me too.
they another team that's, I guess, they on the watch, as you would say, because I don't. On paper, this is another team that should do good, and they got injuries, but Frio, bro, Frio got speed, and that's why I say it's a great game, bro. It came down to the end of the last few minutes of the game, bro.
Seconds.
Indeed, and then Sydney had a comeback, and the third quarter was kind of a battle back and forth. I think no team scored at all until like 8 minutes left in the game, well, in the quarter. So
The second half was definitely better than the first half.
yeah, for sure. So
I think Sydney did make the most of taking the opportunities in the fourth quarter, which is what you see teams that win do.
yeah,
They did that, but it's just the decision making, bro. Like at the end of the game, when you're trying to, when you can kick mark the game away,
yeah.
you sitting here kicking the ball forward to Heaney. Well, Chad Warner kicked the ball back, and then whoever, I forget who it was, but whoever had that kicked the ball forward to Heaney, causing the turnover, and then I think it was Jeremy Sharp from Frio runs and kicks the ball inside 50 to Bird Flu, and Bird Flu marks it with like 2 seconds, after the buzzer, bro, and that's pretty much a guaranteed shot, I think, from him.
Yeah.
Right there in front of goal, bro.
Sure.
It's just like, what is that decision, bro? Why y'all doing that? I just think they got to work on their decision making. I don't really know what's factoring into that, but it is the first win for Dean Cox, the new Sydney coach. So I know he was probably didn't want it to go the way it went, but I know he'll take the 4 points for sure. But yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see it forward. Like Melbourne and Sydney, I'm watching both of them, bro.
It is opening up some spots in the 8 that I didn't think was going to be there. And some teams are looking good that can take some spots right now. So I need to break down that list. But shit, that's Sunday ticket. Anything else you're trying to add, man? You got a game of the week?
Game of the week, man.
I think you called it earlier. In my opinion, the Dogs Pies probably.
Yeah, Dogs Pies is probably it, bro.
That shit was most entertaining at a high level. God damn. I think both can be finals contenders at this point. Dogs still can be better, so.
Dogs definitely can be better. Dogs Pies. Saints Cats wasn't too bad, though, either. High pressure in them.
Yeah, Saints was the Jack Attack.
The Jack Attack.
Jack Attack.
Yeah, that's about all that forgot for me, man.
Yeah, shit, that's it, man. Sunday ticket concluded. Round 2 footy concluded. Goddamn, y'all tune in next time. Lives, recaps, all that. Tips, yeah.